I'm really excited, but most importantly, I know for a fact that this is happening in a month, so I need to be extremely prepared. So my attention and all my efforts are put into that 1 month before Miss Universe takes place in Mexico.
So how would you like to describe journey so far? Like something that must have, motivated you to be here, to have this journey. How would you describe it?
I would say hard work, but when you love something so much, it doesn't feel like you're putting that much work in. It just feels like it's flowing. So this entire process of pageantry has just been a dream for me, and I really, really enjoy it.
Role model in your life?
My biggest role model, my first role model was my dad, and is always going to be my dad. He inspires me because everything he says turns out to be true, and I always see what he does in the efficiency and his work, the values that he has, everything that he does and says, it very much aligns with mine.
So, about like the support that, like after this I can guess that you have got an immense support from your family. But how would you tell like how your family, your parents have been through this journey with you, and how do you recall it?
I have a lot of gratitude for them and my sister as well, because they have been there through the ups and the downs, through the highs and the lows, through it all. My dad was actually the one who introduced me to pageantry. He told me that I should go for it when I didn't even know what it was. And so I think I'm very grateful for them because they've always been there, and I think they're going to continue for as long as they can.
Any happy memory recall throughout this journey when you were preparing for this? Any particular moment that you recall?
It has to be when they called out my name, when I was holding hands with the beautiful co-participant that I had. And then when my name was announced, that was my highlight. It has to, it's embedded in my memories, and I'm going to remember it forever.
Like, what do you see as your future endeavors, like in the upcoming months, years, after you represent India? What are the things that you would like to work on?
One really good thing about pageantry is it allows you to take up an advocacy and speak. It allows you to have a voice. And so I would love to take forward my advocacy, which is very important for the youth, because our youth in India is very skilled, but they don't have the power of communication, or they're lacking in some places. So I would love to take forward my advocacy. And I also have my acting career blooming, so I would love to focus on that as well.
Is there that you might recall from your journey so far that was maybe not motivating for you, or something that might not be happy for you? Any memory that you recall?
I think it's very important to focus on the good things. It's very important to focus on all the benefits that I'm getting out of this, all the benefits that I can give to the society. And so I can't recall anything that I would have much rather not done or would have changed, because everything that has happened for the good, and everything that could have been considered to be negative maybe is what I've considered to be my learning.
Yeah, of course, those things must have motivated you to be more good at it, try more,
Absolutely.
work hard.
Absolutely.
Like if we see that these days if I talk to you about the safety of women in this country, how do you see this? Would you like to give a message to the women out there?
My message is not just to women, it's to men, it's to everybody out there, that we need to spread more awareness on being kind, being human. Just being human will solve the problem. We do not need to have anything against women. I don't think what we do, all the crimes that happen with women, they're so wrong and they need to stop. And I absolutely think that it's an atrocity, and we need to move away from it as soon as possible and spread more awareness about it.
Events or competitions that you look forward to?
Well, Miss Universe is happening in a month in Mexico, and I can't wait for it. The preparations are going in full swing. And yeah, that's the thing I'm looking forward to right now.
Any special message that you would like to give to the youth? We say that youth is the future.
Absolutely. I would love to say that focus on what you love, do what you love, and never forget what your roots are. I think it's very important for the youth to recognize that, because they're on a very big journey. I think the youth has a lot of opportunities these days, especially in India. So to not forget where you come from, and to always stay grounded That is very important.
Would you like to tell us about any particular dialogue or words that your parents or your family tells you to motivate you, to keep you going?
Be authentically you. It's very easy to lose yourself on this kind of journey. And so to be intact, to stay you, and to project that, because people want to see who you are. People want to be inspired by you, not inspired by somebody else. They want to see you and see your journey. So I think it's very important to be authentically you, not to lose yourself, and be proud about it.
But Rhea, I would like to ask you one thing, many people confuse pageantry with modeling. So many people think, okay, this is equivalent to modeling. How would you tell them that what's the difference between the two and how you have been working hard to be here?
Models, everybody know what they are. They're models. But pageantry, the girls that are in it, the queens, they're role models. I think the girls that are participating in pageants are all very inspiring. They have a story to tell. They have their entire background to share to their audience. And so I really think that pageantry is a lot of dedication, it's a lot of hard work, and it also has a lot of scope of improvement. I think girls are there to build themselves, they're there to make themselves. And so I think pageantry is very different to modeling. It's not about the looks, it's about the beauty that's there within the girls. It is to showcase what they have inside their hearts.
While you must be preparing, so a lot of challenges you must have faced. You must have felt how hectic schedules and everything. How would you describe that?
Right, yes, there are many ups and downs in the pageantry journey. I think my journey when I began my pageantry was when I was 15, back when I was in school. So I would have sleepless nights when I was back in school. I was a child back then, and I also used to do modeling at that time. So my school was very supportive, and so I was able to bring out and shine and polish my art. And as soon as I was done with school, then I came to college, and then it was even more tricky because there's a lot of work that goes into university as well. But then I also took time out because I knew that this is what my heart lies. This is where my heart lies. And so I was fully dedicated, stayed up all night. I practiced my walk, I practiced my talk. And of course, it's not just on the outside, it is also on the inside. So you have to meditate, you have to create yourself, you have to recognize and find who you are authentically. And you also have to take care of your health. So that's what you eat, that's how you work out, and that's why a role model is created. That's when people look at pageant girls, when they look at queens, they see somebody, they see a reflection of what they want to be.
So any particular thing that you call from your journey, any particular words that your family used to tell you, or any particular incident from your journey throughout so far that has been, any particular thing that you recall?
There's a lot of memories that I have when it comes to pageantry, and at first when I started out, it was something that I didn't even know. I just went for it, and I then recognized, and I found myself in pageantry. I really found who I truly was in it. And so, and my parents always told me that be authentically you. And so my authentic self came out best when I was in my when I was in pageantry. So definitely found myself authentically, and I would never want to lose that.
How would you describe the journey of this pageant thing? Because there are a lot of challenges and a lot of things that you have to keep in mind. How would you tell us about that?
Well, like you said correctly, there's a lot of challenges that are there. And specifically with Glam Anand, I'll tell you a little bit about them. It's like a roller coaster. I think that's the word I would use for them. Because they will tell you something, and then all of a sudden they'll come up with a surprise, and they'll tell you late at night, okay, now we have a ramp, we have a top model sub-contest now. And so you're like, okay, wake up, you have to dress up and then put your makeup on. And I'll be honest, it keeps you on your toes, and it's so exciting because it's only for 2 weeks. So in that 2 weeks, you are so polished because you're ready at all times. There is no time when you're unprepared. There is no time where you're going to be, you won't be ready for it. You're always going to be on spot. And so that actually finds the true queen. And I think that is the real way of finding somebody that actually can represent India, because there are 51 participants. So to find that one girl, you have to put in that something special. And so I think that's why they put you on the spot, and they can call you at any time.
Many young girls dress up and everything, but they might not have that, I should say, facilities or that support to go. So any message that you would like to give those young girls that how can they start their career in this?
The main thing about pageantry, I'll tell you, is always dedication. On the outside, it looks very glamorous because what is posted by the girls on Instagram and then all the media that is produced, everything looks very glamorous and pretty and beautiful. But what goes behind the scenes is where it truly is what matters. And I think that's only recognized when you actually participate. So it's very important for you to come to the pageants, experience it, and that's when you will truly know what pageantry can do. And so I feel like all the girls that have those dreams and desires and hopes, don't just sit and think about it, just go for it. Because there's no other way for you to find out what pageants can do for you unless you actually go for it.
So do you feel like after this, like when you represent India, so do you feel like to do acting or anything that you have in mind that you want to do in the future?
Absolutely. Acting has always been my thing. I think since I was a baby, since I knew how to talk, I knew I wanted to be an actress. So that's always been my thing, to be in front of the camera. I've always enjoyed it. And so I think pageantry is a great spot for you to come and speak your voice and say what your advocacy is and really make a difference, and also to discover yourself. And so I discovered myself. I discovered that I love acting, and so I can really find my way through it.
What's your mantra for life?
My mantra definitely has to be work from inside out. Unless you don't work from your true self from within, you're not going to be you authentically. Being authentic is the best way that you can find yourself. And so I have found so many times that the truth lies within, and so working from inside out will show the world, will show the universe where you are coming from. Teda hai?
If you just could elaborate on some elements of the pageantry, that the thing that you have been through.
I think the biggest misconception about pageantry is that it's all about the looks and it's all about the appearance. And all people see is the way the girls walk, sometimes their dance. But what goes behind the scenes is question and answer round. It is their advocacy. It is what they stand for. They test them on so many different levels. We even had a paper where we had to write down, they had questions about general knowledge. They had about the news that was going around, and we had to be aware about everything. And so the scores were not just based on how the girl appeared and how she presented herself physically, but also about how she was within and all the knowledge that she had. So the girl that would win would be knowledgeable. She would be powerful, not in just her appearance, but she would be powerful in every sense of the way. She could go in any part of the world and she would be able to conquer it fully and truly and square, I think. Yeah.
As we were talking about, you said that your father has always been by your side. And so how would you elaborately tell us how your family has been supportive since the very first day that you wanted to come here in this field?
Like I said, my dad was the one that introduced me to pageantry, so he was always the one who stuck by my side, and my mother, she was the one who inspired me to stay in pageantry. I think both of them together, they really kept me going. They told me, they gave me advices, and it's been a very long time since I've been doing pageantry, since I was 15 and now I'm 19. So 4 years I've been doing it, and in this journey, they've always been by my side. They've never left my side. They've not just come after I've gained success. They have been there when it was absolutely nothing, till I have gotten somewhere. And my sister, I think she is the person that I'm closest to. And she always is the one that uplifts my mood. Whenever I'm upset, whenever I'm in a state which is negative, she's always the one to come up to me and tell me, Rhea, you have to be in a good state of mind. You cannot be in a negative place in your mind, because you are the one that has to inspire people, right? And then I think to myself, yes, I have to inspire people. And so that is what my sister has done for me, and that is valuable to so many different levels.
As you were telling us that you really want to be on camera, you want to work as an actor. So any actor that you have in mind with whom you would like to work?
Well, I'm a really big fan of Rhea Singh. I think he is the coolest. He has such a cool style. And I feel like he, at the same time, even though he has such a distinctive style that he shows on the outside, I think when he's to act, he's very diverse. And so that is what I really like about him, that he does not stick to a particular role and just go with it all the time. He will experiment, he will try out different things, because someone who truly loves acting would not want to stick to that same role. They would want to experience it all.